Most people think vision problems start in the eye itself. A flaw in the organ, a lens that's wearing down, or a genetic weakness they just have to accept and fix with stronger and stronger glasses. But here's the truth that ancient healers understood, and modern biomechanics now confirms. Your vision doesn't decline because your eyes are weak. It declines because the muscles around your eyes stay tight, tense, and on high alert for far too long. Think about your day: bright screens, long work hours, intense focus, mental worries, and the stress your body carries. Most people have no idea where that tension really builds up. It gathers around the eyes. The facial muscles tighten, the forehead stiffens, the eyelids harden, the brow furrows. Even if you're not aware of it, the jaw clenches, everything pulls inward, and when that tension builds week after week, month after month, something major happens to your circulation. Blood flow around the eyes drops, tiny capillaries constrict, circulation slows dramatically, and without proper blood flow, without oxygen reaching the delicate tissues that support vision, clarity starts to fade. You begin to see blurry, you strain harder, and that extra effort creates even more tension. It becomes a self-feeding cycle, a downward spiral people assume is unavoidable. But here's what's remarkable. There's a specific point on your body that, when stimulated correctly, releases this trapped tension, relaxes the eye muscles deeply, and restores the circulation that's been blocked. It brings back the natural flexibility of your vision. This isn't magic. It's pure biomechanics. It's energy moving through natural pathways we all have but rarely activate. Most people spend their whole lives straining to see, buying stronger lenses, paying for expensive procedures, always looking for outside fixes. But true visual clarity doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. It comes from relaxing the muscles around the eyes, restoring healthy circulation, and giving your eyes a chance to rest instead of constantly fighting. And this key point, it's exactly where you'd least expect it. It isn't inside the eye. It's right at the edge of your eyebrow. When you stimulate it properly, something extraordinary happens in your vision. This point sits at a very specific place in your anatomy, one that seems insignificant until you understand its true role. It's located right where the eyebrow begins, at the inner edge closest to the bridge of your nose. It's not on the eye or the eyelid. It sits in the delicate space between the eyebrow and the bone of the eye socket. Why this point? Because it's part of a complex network of muscles and nerves that directly influences functions that seem simple, but are actually incredibly sophisticated. This point is linked to blinking, an automatic action that actually lubricates and relaxes the eye. It's linked to focusing, the eye's ability to shift distance and change shape to see clearly, and it's connected to the eye's blood supply, the flow of oxygen and nutrients that keeps vision alive. And here's why that matters. The eye can only see clearly when it's well hydrated by blood flow and deeply relaxed. Clear vision cannot exist in tension. Tension creates blur. Relaxation creates clarity. It really is that simple and that profound. This point is also tied to something beyond physical biomechanics. In the energetic anatomy ancient masters worked with, the area around the eyes is connected to how you perceive reality itself. When your mind is tense, worried, or closed off, your gaze hardens. You can literally see it in a stressed person's face. The eyes take on a look of effort, strain, and defense. But when the mind relaxes, when you feel grounded and open, your vision softens. the eyes relax deeply. You see more clearly, not because the structure of the eye changed, but because the tension surrounding it dissolved. Seeing well isn't just an act of the eye. It's an act of your entire being. It's seeing without inner resistance. It's letting reality come through a relaxed window. This is the secret most people never learn. Clear vision requires a calm eye. And when you pinch this point with the correct technique, something remarkable starts happening in your body. You may not see it happening, but you'll feel it. It's pure biomechanics working smoothly with your nervous system. The first thing that relaxes is the frontal muscle, the large muscle that tightens when you frown, worry, or stare at screens for hours. This muscle is directly connected to the eyelids. When the frontal muscle tightens, it pulls the eyelids upward and stiffens them, forming a ring of tension around the eye. When you relax it through this point, the eyelids release completely. They can blink softly again. They can actually rest. At the same time, you let go of the pressure that's been building on the eyelids for months. Pressure you didn't even realize was there. That tension that's been silently weighing on the entire eye area suddenly lifts. It feels like you finally removed an invisible hand that's been pressing around your eyes for years without you ever noticing it. But the most important shift happens in circulation. When you stimulate this point correctly, blood flow around the eyes increases dramatically. The tiny capillaries that had tightened from stress open back up. Blood starts moving again through pathways that had been shut down. Oxygen reaches the delicate tissues that desperately needed it. The muscles around the eyes finally get nourished again. It's like turning a light back on in a room that's been dark far too long. And then something else happens. Something the ancients understood intuitively long before science could explain it. When you pinch this point, you reactivate the natural mobility of focus. The eye remembers how to shift shape, adjust distances, and see both near and far with ease. It regains the natural flexibility that tension had frozen. A system that had become rigid starts to move with smoothness again. This isn't magic. It's biomechanics and energy working together in perfect harmony. It's your body remembering how to heal itself once you give it the right stimulus in exactly the right place. But there's also something deeper happening. This area is directly tied to how you perceive reality. When the mind is tense, the gaze tightens. When the mind opens, vision softens. Seeing clearly isn't just about the eyes, it's about seeing without inner tension. And the technique itself is incredibly simple. So simple that many people don't believe something this easy can create real, noticeable change. Oh, but here's a truth that masters have repeated for centuries. Deep healing often comes from the simplest actions, from the smallest gestures done with intention and presence. Start by bringing your thumb and index finger together. You only need those two fingers. Now place them exactly at the start of your eyebrow, on the specific point we've already described, the inner edge, very close to the bridge of your nose. Not on the eyelid, not on the eyeball, but precisely at the beginning of the eyebrow. This is the key point where everything begins. Once you've found it with precision, gently pinch. This part is crucial. It shouldn't be strong, aggressive, or painful. It's more like you're lightly lifting the skin away from the bone. Delicate, respectful, almost reverent, as if you're touching something sacred. Because in a very real way, you are, while keeping that gentle, steady pinch, begin to slowly move your fingers up and down, not fast, not hurried, slow, intentional, completely aware, move upward, then ease downward. It's like touching the strings of an ancient instrument, searching for the exact vibration that wakes up your body's dormant healing response. Continue for a full 30 seconds. 30 seconds that can feel like a lifetime of presence if you really focus. Stay fully with the sensation. Don't think about your to-do list. Don't think about worries. Just feel. Breathe deeply. Pinch softly with a natural rhythm. When the 30 seconds are up, slowly release your fingers. Close your eyes if you can. Let your body feel what just shifted in your nervous system. The expected sensation is almost universal. You'll feel a warm glow around the area. Not a burning warmth, but a soothing one. You'll feel a soft release across your forehead, as if a layer of tension you've carried for years without recognizing it has finally been lifted. Your blinking should feel easier, more natural. Your eyes should feel like they can breathe again, with circulation returning to places that had felt dry or strained. If, at the end, your eyes feel like they're breathing differently, seeing with more softness, more clarity, more openness, then you know something real just happened inside you. On an energetic level, something deeply transformative occurs when you allow your vision to relax and fully open. The eyes don't just look outward mechanically, they reflect how you relate to reality, how you see your place in the world, how you connect with what you witness, and how what you see shapes you in return. Think about this for a moment. When life feels heavy, when you're carrying layers of old worries and living under constant pressure day after day, your gaze literally tightens. Your eyes start to close down energetically. They become hard, tense, defensive. You can see this in anyone who lives with chronic stress. There's a certain rigidity in their eyes, like they're bracing themselves against the world instead of letting the world come in through an open window. But when the mind relaxes, when you find real inner peace, when you trust what you see and the way you see it, your vision naturally softens and clears. The eyes open up again. They become receptive, calm, connected. There's a feeling of fluidity and genuine presence in the way they look at everything around them. The point you stimulate is directly connected to this expansion and contraction of your vital energy. When you activate it with intention, you help release years of buried worry, all that anxiety that settled around the eyes, the tension that hardened your gaze and tightened your perception, slowly begins to dissolve. Your eyes finally remember how to be soft again, the way they're designed to be. This also eases the harsh self-demand many people carry without realizing it. That exhausting perfectionism that tightens vision, that scans for flaws, that judges everything it sees. This point helps loosen that pattern as well. When it relaxes, your eyes stop hunting for imperfections and start seeing beauty again. And then something deeper shifts. Your perception of the entire world softens. When your eyes are relaxed, the world looks completely different. Not because anything outside changed, but because you did. Your perceptual filter is different. Your relationship with what you see has changed. Here's the deeper truth the masters understood long ago. Your vision improves when you stop fighting what you see. When you stop judging it, resisting it, or overanalyzing it. When you simply allow it in without tension, eyes that see from a place of peace see with exceptional clarity. Eyes that see through tension see only confusion and blur. This point is like a small doorway, a portal to clearer vision. Not only of the physical world, but of your entire life. We are not fixing the eye when we do this technique. You need to understand that clearly. We're not repairing a mechanical defect or doing anything surgical. What we're doing is far more subtle and far more powerful. We're unlocking the whole system that supports vision. The entire ecosystem that once allowed you to see naturally and clearly before accumulated tension disrupted it. We're restoring relaxed muscles that can move smoothly. The rigidity that had built up dissolves. and your natural flexibility returns. We're restoring healthy circulation that flows freely through the tiny capillaries around the eye. We're restoring an open mind, one that can take in visual information without tension filtering and distorting everything. We're restoring a flexible gaze that can adapt, shift, and respond to life instead of defending itself from it. When all these pieces start working together again, something extraordinary happens. Clarity starts returning. Naturally, gradually. Not through force or strain, but through real relaxation and deep trust in your body. Your body knows how to see. It always has. It just needs space to remember. Think about this deeply. You've spent years, maybe decades, forcing your eyes, straining to see clearly, worrying constantly about your vision. All that effort created the tension that caused the very problem you were trying to fix. It's a powerful paradox. And it's a truth most people never realize. Real visual clarity begins with eyes that are completely at rest, not eyes that are constantly struggling. It begins when you let the eyes do exactly what they were designed to do. See with ease, see with softness, see with the quiet confidence that what they see is enough. The point you stimulate is simply a reminder. It's like a gentle knock on your body's door saying, you don't have to fight anymore. You can relax. You can trust your vision again. And your body listens. Your vision responds. The eyes open. Not with force, but naturally, the way they did when you were a child and everything was effortlessly clear. You can start right now. With your next 30 seconds.